this area of harmful behaviours, that relationships have a balance of power in them. And the balance of power is going to be different depending on the size, experience, knowledge, or someone's position in comparison with the other person. We don't always want to fix the balance of power. If I'm a parent, I need more power than my 8-year-old. The idea is to use power well, isn't it? God is power. He's all-powerful. And so it's not about power. What is it about? The misuse of power in our relationships that leads to, or can lead to, what? Harm. If we are entrusted with a position of power, it's our responsibility to ensure that we use it well. A really good picture for this is the international rules of the sea. If I've got an engine on my boat, the international rules of the sea say I have to give way to anybody under wind, sailing boats or paddles, because they don't have an engine. Now, if you've been given a job at church, whatever your job is, what we're saying is, here's the engine. Stick it on the back of your tinny. It might be a 5 horsepower. It might be a 200. Whatever size engine that is, you are burdened now to ensure that you take responsibility by giving way to those who aren't under power. Harm occurs when a boundary gets violated. Harm occurs when that boundary crossing isn't the right time, isn't the right place, isn't the right circumstances, and isn't what's in the best interests of others. Boundary violations happen on a continuum. The continuum of boundary violations is anything from that, I accidentally crossed into your boundary and hurt you, and I say sorry, right through to the intentional predatory type, I've come up and punched this guy in the nose. If I punch this guy in the nose, am I just doing an oops? I'm actually intending to do harm. I'm focusing on the harm caused to the person who's been harmed. The harm that is caused by people who actually emotionally, spiritually, physically, sexually do harm to others, financially do harm to others, perhaps without even really realizing they're doing it. When boundaries are violated, it results in this great sense of powerlessness, of eroding of self-worth, self-esteem, self-respect. We often talk about what is lost when somebody is harmed, but they just didn't lose it. What happened? It was taken. And in thinking about harm and harmful behaviours and about abuse, we need to put the focus on the fact that this is actually an action that does something to the other. It robs from somebody. Biblical story for you. You all know the story of David and Bathsheba and Uriah. The next chapter, when Nathan the prophet comes to David, and Uriah's dead, and David has violated all sorts of boundaries, Nathan the prophet comes to David and he tells him a story, doesn't he? Commandments. Which one of the 10 commandments does Nathan, the prophet, charge David with? Which one? That's the story, isn't it? And yet when you hear that preached, what are the covenant violations that we focus on? Adultery, murder, coveting. Nathan doesn't, I'm not saying they didn't happen. He went the full, let's violate all the boundaries, the whole covenant. I'm not saying they didn't happen, but what does God choose to call the king on? Stealing. His abuse of his position of power over Uriah and Bathsheba. Abuse is about robbery. Every time harm is done, whether it was intentional or not, something gets stolen. If I see someone at risk of being harmed by someone taking something from somebody else, whether that's physically or whatever, I should be concerned and I should have a response.